I used to take the late train home without a second thought. The same tired faces, the hum of the train, even the stale smell of reheated food. Each element was part of my nightly ritual. I'd listen to the low murmur of conversations and feel the gentle rocking of the carriage. But tonight, something felt different. There was an inexplicable tension in the air, a heaviness that made my skin crawl even before the train pulled away from the station. The train was packed. It was the usual late-night crowd, salarymen, students, and a few out-of-towners with heavy backpacks. I stood near the doors, half listening to the station announcements, when suddenly a commotion erupted at the platform. A man slipped, or maybe he jumped, and in an instant, he went from standing at the edge to being everywhere. Blood sprayed across the glass like abstract art. Screams echoed, and someone retched uncontrollably. The train lurched violently, then ground to a halt. In that frozen moment, I caught a whiff of something overpowering. The smell, sweet, rich, and hauntingly intoxicating. It was the scent of fresh human meat, coiling in my gut like a ravenous parasite. I hadn't eaten in days, and suddenly my entire body betrayed me as my fingers twitched uncontrollably. My stomach churned. It felt as though it was eating itself. Then the announcement crackled over the PA. Due to an accident, this train will be stopped for an estimated 4 hours. 4 hours. First hour. In the immediate chaos, I watched as people scrambled. A man tried to help the injured. A woman wept uncontrollably. I stood rooted to the spot, paralyzed by both horror and an emerging hunger that I couldn't place. I wasn't the only one who noticed something was terribly wrong. The air itself seemed to pulse with the metallic tang of blood and something darker. Hour 1 and 10 minutes. A lady in the corner began panicking. Her breaths came in sharp, terrified gasps. Her husband tried to soothe her, but she repeated in a trembling voice. I saw his eyes. I couldn't tell if she meant the eyes of the man who fell or something else. My hands wouldn't stop shaking, and despite the commotion, I could still smell the iron tang of blood clinging to me. It was as if the scent had burrowed into my skin, a constant reminder of what I was. Hour 1 and 45 minutes, the tension grew as a few college students attempted to force open the emergency door. Their frantic efforts were futile, each push met only by stubborn, unyielding glass. A mother tried to calm her child by offering snacks, chocolate, bread, anything to distract from the horror unfolding around us. But I wasn't interested in their distractions. The hunger within me deepened, creeping up my throat like an insidious parasite. I bit my own cheek until the taste of blood mingled with the taste of desperation. It was not enough. I was starving. Hour 2 and 30 minutes, a sudden flicker of the train's lights caught my attention. In that brief moment of darkness, I saw shapes, silhouettes of bodies contorted and grotesque. I imagined them as meat wrapped in skin. A vision so vivid, it made my heart race uncontrollably. A teenage girl sat scrolling on her phone, her face aglow in the dim light, oblivious and defenseless. Nearby, a businessman dozed with his head against the glass, his neck exposed, an unintentional invitation. A child sat cross-legged, absorbed in a sketchbook, his innocence a stark contrast to the grim scene. I closed my eyes, gripped my seat, and tried to breathe. 4 hours, just 4 long, agonizing hours stretched before us. Hour 3 and 5 minutes. A baby's cry sliced through the oppressive silence, piercing and raw. The mother rocked it frantically, whispering words of comfort that seemed to vanish into the air. The sound of the cry was unbearable, a reminder of vulnerability that only stoked the primal hunger inside me further. I could feel my cocoon, dormant until now, twitching violently beneath my skin. The hunger wasn't confined to my stomach. It was seeping into my very bones, into my skull. My vision darkened at the edges as if my mind was slowly erasing parts of itself. I wanted to run, yet a darker urge told me to destroy everything. Hour 3 and 50 minutes. I vaguely remember standing up, my limbs moving on autopilot. I found myself drifting toward a teenage girl who had been absorbed in her phone. Her screen illuminated her face, and in that reflection, I saw something horrifying. My eyes. They were not the eyes I recognized. They had transformed into black sclera with red irises. The girl gasped, her face contorting in terror. I felt a shudder run through me, an echo of a truth I could not deny. Hour 4. I wake up covered in blood. The train is silent. Bodies slumped in their seats, some missing limbs, some missing more. The babies stopped crying. My hands are sticky. My stomach is full, too full. I think I ate until my ribs ached. I feel sick. The doors are opening now. I hear the station workers outside, their muffled voices calling out, footsteps approaching. I need to delete this. I need to run. Draft deleted. By the way, if you want to see more scary stories like this, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and sub button. It helps a lot. Until next time.